Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for coming back. My name is Jacob and today I'm going to list out the top 5 things that I wish that I knew before I started using LinkedIn. And I'm not going down the traditional route of making sure that your profile picture looks perfect because everybody knows this stuff. I'm talking about the things that I've identified and others along the way that I know within business have identified as the best ways and the best things to address in order to make the most and the fastest success of LinkedIn. Whether you're trying to build a personal brand, whether you're trying to influence people, build up your business page, whatever it is, these are the top 5 things that I wish that I knew, and hopefully this will save you wishing that you knew them at the start of your journey. So without further ado, let's hop into it. However, I will stop you very quickly and say thank you for watching. I do have a small ask of you. Now, I am about this far away from hitting 1,000 subscribers, and whilst that is very small for most people, it's a big goal for myself. So even if you considered liking and then subscribing to my channel, even if it was for a week and then you decide it's not for me, I'm gonna unsubscribe, that's fine, I understand. But a small subscription goes a long way and it's free, and it takes, well, how long does it take to click a button? Not very long. Anyway, top 5 things I wish I knew when I started LinkedIn. And the first one is your banner image is more important than your description. Now, I can hear all the professional LinkedIn coaches going, hang on a minute, you need to write a good description. Tell people what it is that you do, how you can help them. I partially agree. What I found is that if we sit back and identify how we go onto somebody's page, actually we act quite different. When was the last time you went onto a connections page, or maybe someone you were thinking of trying to do business with, and you looked at their description to find out what it is that they do? Very few people do that. Yet we spend so much time on the description. What we should be doing is spending time on the biggest piece of real estate on the page, which is the banner image. The banner image right at the top that tells the people exactly what it is that you do very quickly. You can quickly go onto somebody's page, you'll see their profile picture, you'll see the banner image, and if they've spent time there, they'll have a good banner image telling you exactly what they do. As you'll see on my page, it is something along the lines of helping dealerships using video and digital skills. Okay, so you will know from the moment you go on my page, chances are this person teaches video and digital skills. Okay, it's pretty self-explanatory. You don't need to go find a description on the page to work that out. You know it instantly, and then you'll know whether you want to work with this person. So if you're trying to build up your own brand, your own personal page to influence people that visit, it's a very quick and effective way of doing it. Focus on the banner image to tell people what you do, rather than worrying about that description. Number 2, and this is controversial, messages with connection requests don't work. They just don't. People are so in tuned now to be sold to that when you connect to someone, and all of the gurus will tell you, when you send a connection request, put a message in there. Hi James, I'm looking to build up my professional profile of people. I'd love you to be involved in that. As soon as you receive that, at least as soon as I receive them, I go, right, I'm going to be sold to by this person. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll click accept within 3 minutes. Hi, thanks for your connection. Did you know we can help you with your IT stuff? I don't want to know, okay? If you want to sell to people, you need to build up some kind of level of rapport, something. You gotta give them something, okay? So actually what I find is if you connect with someone and just simply send them a connection, not only does it save you time of writing out a message, but it also inclines them to accept you because they're more curious. Just send them the connection. Don't write anything. Trust me, I have experienced this, and you'll notice you'll get a lot more people accepting connections than if you put messages with the connection. I know, it goes against the grain. It goes against everything what you're ever told with LinkedIn. Trust me, it works. Numero 3. Number 3 is short form native video will create you more opportunities than any other type of content. Now, we all know that video is the king and or queen of the jungle. Okay, if you're posting online, if you're trying to create some kind of brand for yourself or trying to promote a product or a service, video is it. Short form native video on LinkedIn works extremely well for 2 reasons. One is the time that we live in. People are engaged by video more than anything else, and it can stop people in a feed if it's interesting. And 2, LinkedIn, like every other platform, wants people to stay on their platform. It means that they can promote stuff to them, put more advertisement in front of them if they're on the platform for longer. And what is going to keep people on the platform for longer? A long blog post or a short form video that catches attention? Naturally, the video, because most people will scroll past a blog post. Therefore, LinkedIn goes, this short form video is going to be quite good for keeping people around. I'm going to push this further up in the feed. I'm going to push this out to more people to keep more people on the platform. Therefore, LinkedIn is doing you a favor, they're helping you, and you are creating greater influence for yourself. Now, a quick side tip. So I guess this is tip 3.1 for the things that I wish I knew. With short form native video, one, make sure it's native. Don't upload YouTube links. It will squish it because you're actually technically sending someone to another site. You're sending them to YouTube. Keep it native, upload it natively. But when you're creating videos, make sure it's value driven. Nobody wants to be sold to. Focus on the value. I went through this in a previous video about content and connections, connecting with people and creating value driven content. But it's so important that what you're posting is value driven. Okay, provide them with pure value. No selling. The selling happens in their own mind when they think, do you know what, this person knows what they're talking about, they're addressing pain points for me, and actually, they seem like a likable person from this video, so, I'm going to go and buy from them. You don't have to sell. Do no selling. Just value-driven, short-form, native content. That's number 3. Number four, people don't like polls. Okay, now, you've heard, go and create a load of polls, people engage with them. They do. People do engage with polls. Doesn't mean they like them. Okay, I have seen enough, I've spent enough time on this platform to know that people actually despise polls because they're everywhere and everybody is trying them. And it's got to a point where polls were quite interesting. People wanted to get involved in the action. They wanted to see what was going on, see what other people were saying. Now it's got to a point where the questions are just, do you prefer cats or dogs? And everyone's fed up with them. They've had enough. People will still engage with polls. It can be a valuable source of information if your connections are very targeted and you've got a bit of influence in your niche. You can actually, I'll do a poll sometimes to find out a bit more detailed information that I personally want to know from my followers. I will go out and create a specific poll. That's okay. But when you're starting out, just creating a poll for the sake of going, apparently polls are good, not worth doing. People hate them. You'll actually put people off wanting to follow you or connect with you. Just do video. Go back to number 3. Forget polls. Number 5 is a big one. Now, I need you to listen carefully. Before I go into number 5, because this is really, really important, I would like you to do one thing for me. As I said at the beginning, I'm very close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already and you've waited this long and you've stayed in this video, it probably means that something in here is valuable and I appreciate you being here. So consider hitting that subscribe button, liking, commenting. My glasses keep falling down. It's kind of annoying me. I would really appreciate it. Number 5 is important. So when you're sending messages, so let's say you've done the first stage of connecting. Let me check my notes. Give me number 2. It was number 2. It wasn't number 1. You've done the second stage of connecting with people. You've not sent them a message, so a bit of mystique going on here. You've connected with them. They've accepted. You now have permission to send them a message. This is what you're going to want to do if you want to create opportunities for yourself, of course. But how do you go about that? Now, a lot of people go straight in, okay, this person connected, I have permission to try and sell to them. I'm going to try and create some kind of pitch that I want to get them onto a sales call with me. Scrap that. Doesn't work. Again, nobody can be sold to. All right, they have to sell you to themselves. That makes sense. They have to trust you. It kind of makes sense. The best way to do this is to ask questions. Say, for example, you are in the real estate industry and you have a new business idea that's perfect for the real estate industry, but you want to know if it will actually, maybe these people might be interested in it. You've connected with some directors of real estate agents. Instead of going directly to them and saying, hi, we've got this amazing thing that I think you're going to be so impressed with. Can I tell you a bit more about my product that's going to revolutionize the industry? They're probably going to go, no, I don't have the time, the energy, or the capacity really to listen to this idea. If it's any good, you'll make a success and we'll hear about it later. They're not interested. But this is what everyone does. What you should be doing is asking them a question. Hey, so-and-so, I can see that you've been in the industry. Your experience would be amazingly valuable, and I've got a few questions. Nothing selling. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just wondered if I could pick your brains for a moment. Guess what will happen? They will respond, oh, this person considers me an expert in the industry. Fab. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Fire away. Ask a question. No problem. Brilliant. So, how do you find, and then start talking about the things that your solution fixes. So they've got pain points, you already know them, you've identified them. That's why you've got a product that serves that need. Start talking about this pain point. Say it's a video software system. So you've clearly, you guys probably use video. Do you use video? Do you use video in your listings? Is that something that you guys would do often? If that's the case, is that your team that does the video, or do you do it yourself, or do you outsource people? You're finding out bits of information where you know ultimately it's going to lead to the answer. And at the very end, once there's been this conversation, this rapport built through lots of questions, they're answering, given their value, you at the very end have permission because you've identified, do you know what, this person agrees with everything that I'm saying. They're aligned with what I'm trying to get to. Let's tell them now about my product or service that would solve that. So you've kind of gone a long way around. You've not done this sales pitch immediately into a message which probably wouldn't get a response. In fact, you've got a long thread of a conversation, some rapport built up. You're far more likely to secure that meeting than if you'd gone straight for the jugular at the start. That's a massive tip that I hope everyone strings onto. So to recap, my top 5 things that I wish I'd known before I started LinkedIn. Your banner image is more important than your description. Messages with a connection request are not as effective as simply just sending the connection. Short form native videos will create you far greater opportunities than any other type of content. Please stay away from posting polls. Nobody likes them. Asking questions will always lead to greater opportunities than if you go straight for the jugular and try and sell in a pitch. Thank you so much for sticking around. This has been a very quick video, possibly not quick, I don't know how long it is. And this light right here is absolutely burning my face apart. So I hope you found this valuable. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all the things that every YouTuber in the history of the world ever says. And I'll catch you in another video.